Kind of curious going through a practice today without Jayden. How'd it feel?
Yeah, it was good. I think we executed our offense, and it was nice to kind of get the legs back, get the bodies back, and can't wait to play at home again this week.
I asked DQ about kind of your game, and he's like, I think there's a whole lot coming for Luke. It just hasn't quite hit yet. Is that how you feel like the offense is coming your way?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just focused on day by day, trying to get better, trying to hone in the craft, get better at route running, and find every piece to get better and better every single day.
Are there any noticeable differences when it's Mariota and not Jayden?
No, nothing crazy, and I think we do such a great job on offense, building a game plan and coming up with a strategy, creating a scheme for whoever we're playing that week, and so I'm excited to let it roll.
The fact that Marcus, though, has been there, done that, he's been in this league for a while, what's he able to sort of help? He's obviously been helping Jayden a lot, but how about the rest of you guys?
Yeah, he's a great vet. He's seen a lot of football, and it's cool to have people who have a lot of experience that you can learn from, and then that married with our coaches who build the scheme and the whole kind of organization that builds the attitude. I can't wait again to just keep growing, keep getting better, and go out there and play again at home this weekend.
I really like how Swift run the ball. He is very explosive, reads the blocks. I mean, like you said, they have a lot of guys that do things well, but he really stands out on film.
You and Jayden seem to have a really close relationship. Do you kind of say anything different to him this week as he's working through this first situation with an injury in the pros?
Nah, you just offer your advice, given your history of injuries that you had during your career, and just take it one day at a time.
What's it like for this team to have a veteran backup like Marcus?
It's great. I mean, I think like I said, we watch him prepare every day. He comes in, does. He's early. He does stuff after practice. Like, we see the work that he does, and so we're confident whenever he gets the opportunity, he would, excel, and that's what he did.
Impressed you about Caleb, and what kind of things you have to be keen on Sunday about him?
His ability to extend plays. That's hard for the backhand, for the DBs, because you got to cover it for a long period of time because he's good with his feet. He's able to get out the pocket, extend the plays and all that stuff. So that's what he's been good at. I know there was a big transition for him in the beginning of the season to now. I know the teams used to send a lot of pressure and all that stuff, and it was a little bit harder as a young quarterback to go through his reads and all that stuff. So we're studying that to see how he got better at doing that and how we can maybe take advantage of some of the small stuff here and there that he didn't fix yet.
Defensively, last week against Carolina, you guys were very solid. What can you kind of take from that performance, build on going into Chicago?
Everybody got to fly to the ball, all 11 players, that's one. Our physicality got to show up. We got to make sure that, because those are things that you don't need a game plan for. To go out there and out-hit someone, to be more physical than the other team, you don't need a game plan or a coach to tell you that. We can all do that as a whole defense. And then our communication was A1. So that's something that we've been working on. We've been very vocal in practice. We've been meeting together extra with the whole defense and make sure that we all on the same page. We used to do that as a unit, as separate, like DBs, linebackers. Now we do it as a whole defense. So that way we're all on the same page. So if we're wrong, we're all wrong. But if you're right, everything works.
What have you learned from going against guys like Baker and Kyler during that process? Two guys who can extend plays that you're kind of now ready for the next phase.
I mean, we got one right here, number 5, that can extend plays. So we've been there, done that, seen it. So we know our game plan of what we're going to do. And now it's just about perfecting the small details to make sure that every single play works. Not like, oh, he slipped out and got a big play. It's not like every single play I can't get to this. I can't do this.
What's it like for you seeing 5 at least miss practice today?
5 miss practice? I mean, obviously you want everyone to be healthy. But like I said, he's a day-to-day. We don't know. We'll see. And we saw what Marcus Mariota can step up and do his thing. That's what he showed us on Sunday. So regardless of what happened, we're in good hands.
How close was Sunday against the Panthers to this defense being its best?
Nowhere near, honestly, because that was just coming off a game where. We played good against the Ravens, but there was a few things here and there that needed to be tweaked, and we was able to fix that against the Panthers. But now it's kind of like, oh, how can we get better? Every time, the standard always gets raised every week after we do something right. So now we're kind of, okay, how can we recreate that and do it better? Because we put up 7 points, So until we got 0 on the scoreboard, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. So.
You know the last time that happened?
I think it was 1991 or something. Yeah. That's what they said. They said we wanted that shutout since 1991. So that's what we're chasing.
With Jayden possibly missing this week, do you guys as a defense feel like you have to step it up, push forward even more?
I honestly, I have no idea. Like what they got going on the offensive side, like has nothing to do with us. Like I said, like I have no idea if he's gonna be out there, if he's not. We'll see. But for us on defense, like we just got to focus on what we got to do. We can't control the offense; they can't control us. But we're gonna make sure that we put whoever's at quarterback in the best position to go out there and win the game.
Emmanuel, it's obviously been kind of an up and down season. How good did it feel for you to get that pick and watching the film, and I'm sure all your teammates getting fired up for you?
Oh, it was a big moment. They see how hard I come to work and get better every day. So it was a big moment for me and a confidence booster. And honestly, I'm just glad to be able to help my team out.
And then going forward, you guys have the Bears this weekend. They flex this thing, national TV. Then you got the Jayden questions. What does that do for the team's resolve?
We just coming in to get better each day and come to work and to win, honestly.
Emmanuel, when you watch the film, what have you seen from Caleb Williams?
He has a quick release. They have a very explosive offense, and they have good weapons on the outside and in the backfield, so it'll be a good test for us.
In that receiving group, DJ Moore, there's a lot of others. How can they challenge the secondary?
They're very hard after when they get the ball in their hand to tackle, so, we just got to be fundamentally sound tackling and just do our job, honestly.
There's so many ups and downs during a season. How have you tried to remain positive throughout these peaks and valleys?
We preach brotherhood, so it's like it's bigger than one man, However I can help the team win and contribute to the team and help my brothers is whatever else, so yeah.
Obviously, a lot has changed for the Bears. Do you think back at all to what DJ Moore did on that Thursday night game last year?
It's always in the back of the guys. He had to play here last year. We went out there and lost, and we looking forward to winning this week and just getting better.
Thanks, buddy.
Cool.
Not to be out there for you?
Yeah, a little bit, just because he has been there, all the time. But at the end of the day, we have to execute the game plan that's put in front of us. So we know what the task at hand is, and we got to go out there and execute on Sunday.
So you've been on a bunch of NFL teams. What does it mean when you have a backup with the resume of Marcus Mariota?
I think it's big, and just he's able to step in, as you see, and just operate the offense at a high level still too. So, like I said, it just boils down to us executing the game plan no matter who's out there.
And one of the things a lot of you guys have said about Jayden is that he doesn't act like a rookie; he acts like a veteran. Has that been different at all, dealing with the injury?
Not at all. I think from my interactions with him, he's been the same person that he's always been since he's got here.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
Thanks a lot.
How do you describe that defensive performance Sunday against the Panthers?
I'll just say playing to our standard. Funny because we won 40-7, right? But we're still upset that we gave up 7 points at the end of the game like that. But like I said, just playing to our standard. It never matters who the opponent is, as long as you do what you're supposed to do. You play to your rules. You execute the calls that coach gives you. Everyone flying to the ball. Creating turnovers, gang tackles like we were doing in the game, then that's all that matters.
When you finish +2 in the turnover position like that, what does that do for your defense when you know you're providing for the offense?
It's momentum. And then, being able to score on defense as well is even more momentum. But just knowing that we can get the ball back to the offense, whether it's turnovers or, quick 3-and-outs, we know that's very helpful. And then, allowing the offense to be who they are and just playing complementary football.
And then, going into this week, right now, Jayden's a question mark. What impact, if any, does that make on kind of the team's makeup?
I don't know. We're just defense is focused on the defense, sticking to our game plan and just going out there looking to, help the offense the best we can.
We just talked to Ben, and he talked about how the communication has improved tremendously, especially in that Carolina game. And he said that instead of meeting individually as position groups, you guys have been meeting collectively as a defense to kind of work on that communication. How's that helped?
I'll just say being able to understand what everyone's seeing, and then starting from first level communication, second level, and then getting to the third level, which is DBs, and then just understanding where everybody's supposed to be and working as a whole unit, as opposed to, okay, the D-line knows what they have to do, the linebackers know what they have to do, secondary knows what they have to do. But it's better when everyone understands everyone's jobs. That way it makes your individual job much easier to do.
So you face a Caleb Williams, a very mobile quarterback. You had a Kyler this year. You had a Baker this year. You play against Jayden a lot in practice. How can that help having those experiences face Caleb Williams?
Yeah, I mean, I think just going against different quarterbacks that we've went against this season has definitely helped us prepare up to this point. Caleb Williams is a good quarterback, mobile, can throw the ball outside the pocket, can extend plays very well as well. But I think just understanding that we know that we have to get ready to cover extended plays, guarding that second play, staying sticky in coverage, not losing sight of the receivers when it does become those, second play opportunities. And then just from the very beginning, just being able to, keep him in the pocket and make him, play quarterback within the hashes is going to be big for us. So, the D-line's been doing really great. We love the way they've been playing. And then the secondary, we've been, helping them, get back there. I think one thing that if I could carry from college is that, excuse me, I got my bottles. Ty Law told my secondary at Michigan was instead of, telling the D-line, rush so we can cover, he said that the model should be cover so they can rush. And, that's one thing I've always been, telling myself is, the better I can cover, the easier it is for them to rush. And I think that, when the D-line and secondary, rush works with cover. So just playing complementary football in the back end to the front end is huge for us.
There to go out there and
put out a good show. That Spanish call. We talked about it off camera. What did you think? You said your family, at least your wife, is Colombian.
Yep, well, Bogota, Colombian, my kids are, and they her side of the family sent me that clip before you even posted it so many times, and just your energy and the way you were talking on there, I loved it. Felt like a soccer game, like somebody scored a goal. So that was really cool. I appreciate you a lot for that.
Thank you.
Hey Dante, is this the type of game that you like to play in, going up against, an offensive like the Bears right now? What excites you about this game coming up?
Every game excites me, really. Just another opportunity to go out there and showcase what I can showcase. And but these games are really good games. They're a good team. We're a good team going in. You tell us a lot of hype going around the games and stuff like that. So definitely gonna be ready for these games. Love these games.
Sorry, Nick. What have you seen from Caleb Williams?
He's a dynamic quarterback, guy that has a very strong arm, guy that likes to get out and move around in the pocket and stuff like that, and he becomes really dangerous when he can do those type of things for sure.
And his improvement over these last couple weeks, really, is there anything you can glean from his start to now that helps you guys on defense?
Well, I haven't been following his start, but from what I've seen the past couple days from him, he's elusive, can move in the pocket. He has a strong arm. He has really good weapons around him. And you can tell that he's starting to get confident for sure.
When you had the kind of game you had last week, how hungry does that make you and this whole defense to keep that up, especially going against Caleb Williams and the offense of the Bears?
It's definitely a confidence booster. I was super happy for myself to be able to do that. But to be honest with you, I expect for me to do those things when I'm out there. I get the snaps that I get. So, that's what is expected of me, whether I'm putting pressure on the quarterback, whether I'm getting the ball, changing the game, that's my job. But as a team, man, that was so cool. Definitely a huge confident booster. Guys, Forbes got his first pick. We getting the ball now. That's really cool. That's the thing that we was harping on these past couple weeks is trying to get the ball out. Now that we're doing that, we just ready to go into this week and try to do the same thing again.
Before the season, Joe Wood Jr. said that you guys had 15 to 17 guys, I think it was, he said, that could start on this defense. Do you think that's true? You feel you guys have kind of proven that here in these last few weeks?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely true. That's for sure a fact. But like I said, that's our motto for the guys that don't start. When we come in, make sure there's no drop-off from the starters. And that's what we've been trying to do lately.
Dante, you're a high-pick veteran in this league. Do you say anything to Jayden this week as he's dealing with his first kind of injury status of his NFL career?
Nah, Jaylen is on another level. You kind of don't have to treat him like a rookie, you know what I mean? And I'm not that type of guy. I would rather, talk to the defensive guys. He got his vets on the offensive side to be able to put their arm around him and talk to him.
How's your Spanish, by the way?
My Spanish is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's subpar, I tell you that.
Thanks. Big matchup this weekend, the Bears, national TV. How much momentum do you feel like this defense is starting to build?
Like I say every week, man, we just try to come out and just be better than we was last week. Like we had a good week last week, but we still came in and tried to fix all the mistakes and all the communication so we can go out and play even faster this week.
So much hype was made of this as a Caleb versus Jayden, the past 2 Heisman Trophy winners. Jayden's status a little up in the air. Do you reach out to a rookie going through kind of his first NFL injury at all?
Oh, no, man. He's good. He's smooth selling, man. I know he could come. Whenever he come back, he'll come back. So I don't worry about him too much.
Obviously, big challenge this week. Bears coming to town. A little bit of uncertainty at the quarterback. What does that do for the O-line?
I mean, whoever's back there, we've got to do our thing. The nice thing is both quarterbacks are mobile. They have similar skill sets. So in terms of the play calling, I think it'll probably be similar in that sense. But really, the O-line does what the O-line does. Whoever's back there, we got to protect, and that's our job.
Have you talked to Jayden at all? Just try to, you've been in this league a long time. You've seen guys gut through stuff and have to take some time. Just let them know that you guys support. What's that conversation like?
Yeah, I mean, we've all talked with him, and it's one of those things that's tough because that he's a competitor. He wants to play. But there's a long career ahead of him. So, I don't know what the decision is going to be if he can go. I think he wants to go, and, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, it's a tough one because, he's off to a great start. You don't want to miss any games. But it happens. It's a physical game. You're going to miss a few throughout your career. And that's why when you build a roster, having multiple quarterbacks that can go out, compete, and win games is really important.
So, to that vein, what's it like to have a backup like Mariota?
I mean, that's huge. There's times, in this game you're gonna miss. Oh yeah, I. Yeah, you're gonna miss time, and you can't. You see teams that their starting quarterback goes out, and that it's a new team. You have to be able to have a guy that can go out there, execute the offense, but also, a leader like Marcus is huge. He obviously hasn't been on the field a whole lot this year till this past week, but his leadership is felt every day on the practice field, on the game field. A lot of the stuff you're seeing from Jayden is because of his leadership. So, you love having Jayden out there, but leadership-wise, I mean, Marcus is a huge part of this team. So, him on the field, off the field, he leaves an impact. So, it's been awesome.
Near the midway mark, when somebody says to you, you have the number 2 rushing attack in the league, you think what?
I mean, that's awesome, especially in today's game. This is a passing game. But, at my heart, run game is what you love as an offensive lineman. The ones that love pass pro are sick, but probably because they're just real good at it. But no, that's pretty cool. Being able to be a physical run game, with the complement of the pass game is awesome. So, yeah, definitely as an offensive lineman, proud of that.
And you talked about, Jayden to Marcus, but maybe the key component is Cliff and how this offense is called.
Absolutely. I mean, Cliff's done an incredible job this year, the way that he's been, calling the plays. And I'm not sure where his head goes, whether it's Jayden or Marcus, but, having someone that's confident in their play calls and in their players is awesome. So, no, yeah, really enjoyed playing for him.
Thank you very much.
Chicago.
Yeah, absolutely.
To play your hometown team?
Yeah, no, pretty
Grew
cool.
up a Bears fan?
Grew up a Bears fan. It was about 30 minutes from Soldier Field. So, loved that organization for a long time. It's the reason that I, love football. Olin Kurtz is probably my favorite player growing up. So, yeah, it's cool. I've played him a few times, but seeing the logo on the helmet's always the biggest surreal moment when you're like, oh man, I'm on the field with these guys, and that was football for me growing up. So pretty cool.
Well, and is it different for you now that you're the starter and you're a huge part of this thing, and people are noticing what this team's doing coast to coast?
I mean, yeah, that's also, super cool. But, regardless of what my role's been in the past, I try to take it as serious as I possibly can. So not a whole lot different there, but definitely, appreciate the, the opportunity to have more of an impact on this team. So it's been cool.